Victor Wembanyama has officially set the NBA world on fire. After dropping a massive 35 points in his playoff debut against the Trail Blazers, he is not just breaking Spurs franchise records formerly held by Tim Duncan. He is inserting himself into the conversation with legends like Luka Doncic. This was not a random burst of scoring, but a cold-blooded statement from an MVP finalist, proving he is ready for the biggest stage in basketball.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Big changes are coming to Chicago because the Bulls are officially hunting for a new leader of basketball operations. Sources confirm the team has received permission to interview a powerhouse list of candidates, including Matt Lloyd of the Timberwolves, Dennis Lindsey from the Pistons, and Bryson Graham of the Hawks. With the front office overhaul complete, ownership is making it crystal clear that whoever takes the job must be fully committed to head coach Billy Donovan. The Minnesota Timberwolves might be looking at a massive shakeup to finally secure a true starting point guard. A new high-stakes trade proposal is making waves, suggesting a three-team blockbuster that could bring Kyrie Irving to Minnesota to pair with Anthony Edwards. While the Dallas Mavericks weigh their future with rising star Cooper Flagg, this move could be the missing piece for a Timberwolves squad hungry for a deeper postseason run. The 2026 NBA playoffs are exposing a brutal reality for the Dallas Mavericks and beyond. The postseason has proven that a lack of shot creation is a death sentence, leaving teams like the Detroit Pistons scrambling for answers while contenders with multiple playmakers dominate the bracket. If Dallas hopes to build a winning future around Kyrie Irving and Cooper Flagg, they have to address their playmaking void before the window slams shut. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for all your essential NBA updates. Ever wonder if the hype is real when a young star finally hits the postseason? Most players spend their first playoff game just trying to keep their pulse under control, but a rare few decide to rewrite the record books instead. Victor Wembanyama just joined that exclusive club, exploding for 35 points in his playoff debut against the Trail Blazers. It wasn't just a big night. It was a statement, shattering Tim Duncan's old Spurs franchise record and forcing his name into the conversation with the greatest opening acts in NBA history. Think about the pressure. It's the Spurs' first postseason appearance since 2019, and the expectations were massive. Wemby didn't just meet them. He looked completely unfazed, dropping 21 points in the first half alone, the most by any player in a debut in the play-by-play era. He's already an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year finalist, so this wasn't a fluke. It was simply the next chapter for a generational talent. He's now standing shoulder to shoulder with legends like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who dropped 36 points and 20 boards back in 1970, and Luka Doncic, whose 42-point masterpiece remains the gold standard for debut performances. Whether it's the sheer efficiency of someone like Gary Brocco or the absolute fearlessness of Derrick Rose and Anthony Edwards, these debuts prove one thing: greatness doesn't wait for permission. These players didn't need time to adjust. They arrived, they dominated, and they made the biggest stage in basketball look like a playground. As we watch Wembanyama's trajectory, you have to ask, if this is what he looks like on day one, what does the rest of his career look like? Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with the next generation of legends, and let us know in the comments. Was Wemby's debut the most impressive you've ever seen, or does Luka's record still hold the crown? Is it time for a total reset in the Windy City? The Chicago Bulls are officially on the hunt for a new architect to lead their basketball operations, and the list of names they are targeting is nothing short of a power move. After the shockwaves of firing Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley, who managed just a single playoff appearance in 6 long years, the front office is aggressively casting a wide net to find a savior. Interviews start this week, with the organization hoping to have their new decision-maker in the building by the time the draft combine rolls around in mid-May. Among those on the target list, we are looking at heavy hitters like Minnesota's Matt Lloyd, Detroit's veteran executive Dennis Lindsey, and Atlanta's scouting ace Bryson Graham, alongside Cleveland's Mike Gansey and San Antonio's Dave Tellep. But here is where it gets really spicy. The Bulls are also expected to court Austin Brown, the powerhouse CAA agent who represents stars like Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young. Transitioning from high-stakes agent to front office boss is a trend that has worked for the likes of Bob Myers and Leon Rose, so this isn't just a gamble. It is a proven blueprint. However, there is a major catch that every candidate needs to know before they even walk through the door. Billy Donovan is staying. Bulls ownership has made it crystal clear that the new hire must be fully bought into Donovan as the coach. CEO Michael Reinsdorf wasn't subtle, essentially saying if a candidate can't see the value in a Hall of Fame-level coach, they simply aren't the right fit. It is a bold stance in an era where new bosses usually want to handpick their own bench leader, but the Bulls are betting on continuity. The pressure is on, the interviews are beginning, and Chicago is desperate to climb back to relevance. Which one of these candidates has the vision to turn this roster into a true contender? Drop a comment below with your pick, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as this story develops. After all, in a city with such a storied history, mediocre seasons are a luxury the Bulls can no longer afford. Could the missing piece of the Minnesota Timberwolves championship puzzle actually be Kyrie Irving? It sounds like a wild take, but let's look at the reality. The Wolves are currently running a backcourt of Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo, two guys who weren't exactly born to play the point. With Mike Conley showing his age, the engine of this offense is stalling. Enter a massive three-team trade proposal that would send shockwaves through the league. Under this plan, Minnesota lands Kyrie Irving and Brook Lopez, the Clippers snag Rudy Gobert, and Dallas hits the reset button with a haul of draft picks and young assets like Bogdan Bogdanovic. It's a bold move, but it raises a massive question. Is Kyrie the floor general Minnesota has been desperate for, or is he a ticking time bomb waiting to go off? The Dallas side of this deal is even more fascinating. The Mavericks are staring down the barrel of a rebuild centered around top prospect Cooper Flagg. Does Dallas stick with a veteran star like Irving, or do they cut ties now to clear the runway for Flagg to take over? There is an argument for both sides. Either leverage Kyrie's veteran gravity to mentor the kid, or sell high now to avoid another injury-plagued season that drains their cap space. Trading an all-star is never easy, but in the modern NBA, timing is everything. What do you think? Should Dallas hold onto Kyrie to chase a playoff spot, or should they pull the plug and bet everything on the future? Drop a comment below and let us know where you stand, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest NBA trade rumors. At the end of the day, championships aren't won on paper, but if you don't take risks, you're just playing for second place. Is your favorite NBA team a true title contender, or are they just one injury away from an absolute meltdown? The 2026 playoffs are currently serving up a harsh reality check. In today's league, one superstar simply isn't enough. Look at the opening games of this postseason. The teams holding a 1-0 lead like the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Celtics all share one common denominator: a surplus of elite playmakers. It is not just about having one guy who can score. It is about having a system that functions when the pressure is at its absolute peak. Take the Detroit Pistons, for instance. They dominated the regular season, but in their playoff opener against the Magic, the cracks appeared. Cade Cunningham dropped a massive 39 points, yet nobody else cracked double digits. When the playoffs hit, the game slows down, the defenses tighten up, and if you cannot move the ball, you are going home early. This is the exact trap the Dallas Mavericks are desperate to avoid. We all remember the magic of the 2024 finals run with Luka and Kyrie, but that era has shifted. With Cooper Flagg now the face of the future, the organization is standing at a crossroads. The recent season proved that when Kyrie Irving was sidelined, the entire offensive structure crumbled. Relying on Ryan Nembhard and Brandon Williams to shoulder that load was a brave attempt, but it wasn't enough to sustain a championship-level offense. The Mavs made a gamble on size and defense, and frankly, it backfired. You cannot expect a young phenom like Flagg to develop into his full potential if he's constantly fighting for space without a secondary creator to keep the defense honest. Fortunately, all is not lost. With the mid-level exception, a handy trade exception, and a stash of draft picks, Dallas has the ammunition to pivot. They need a playmaker who can take the pressure off Flagg and Irving, and they need it now. This is a crucial offseason. They have the assets to turn this around, but they have to be bold. Do you think the Mavericks can find that missing piece in the draft or trade market, or is this rebuild going to take longer than expected? Drop a comment below with who you think they should target, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on the quest for the next Larry O'Brien trophy. Remember, in this league, you are either evolving or you are getting left behind.